deliberations, it is my privilege to introduce our Secretary General ASSOCHAM. Brings with him over 3 decades of cross-sectoral experience, having served with leading industry bodies like FICCI and renowned corporates. At ASSOCHAM, he leads the Chamber's mission of driving economic growth and national development. Can we all please welcome him for the opening address?
Good morning, everyone. Warm welcome to you all the dignitaries on the dais. Of course, that is Mr. Tuhinkant Pandeyji, Chairman SEBI, Mr. Ashish Kumar Chauhan, MD and CEO NSE, Mr. Sundraman Ramamurthy, MD and CEO BSE, Ms. Nipa Sheth, Ms. Aditi Mittal, and Mr. K. Ravichandran. Distinguished guests, it's a pleasure for me to welcome you all formally at the 16th Capital Market Conference. Today's theme, as already mentioned to you, is Growth Catalyst for a Viksit Bharat, that is at 2047. And as the title conveys, idea is to discuss role of capital markets in driving India's transformation into a developed nation by probably democratizing our capital markets to contribute towards nation building. Where does India stand today? We are the 4th largest stock market in the world. We recently surpassed Hong Kong. There is a rising retail investor confidence in the stock markets, and hence participation. India attracts and probably is one of the most attractive destinations for the foreign portfolio investors. To just set the context for today's discussions, I would just leave you all to consider delving into 3 areas which are an opportunity towards the theme of the session today. First, we all know that our retail investor participation is still very largely concentrated in Tier 1 and Tier 2 cities. So maybe to achieve greater inclusion of smaller towns and rural economy in our capital markets, we can consider launching vernacular campaigns through colleges, panchayats and self-help groups. Probably it's something that came to the way we have expanded the microfinance concept into these areas of our economy. Contribute by making them more inclusive and of course democratizing the capital markets. The following few hours will be heavy discussions on capital markets, I am sure. So I'll leave you on a lighter note with a small tip on the markets. And that is that if you don't find a way to make money while you are asleep, you will keep on working till you die. This is not what I have said, but Warren Buffett had once said. Thank you all and have a good day.
A thematic perspective. Can you all please welcome her on the dais?
Shri Tuhinkant Pandeyji, Chairman, Security and Exchange Board of India. Shri Ashish Kumar Chauhan ji, MD and CEO NSE, Shri Sundraman Ramamurthy, MD CEO BSE, Shri Manish Sanghal, Secretary General ASSOCHAM, dignitary on the dais and friends. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the ASSOCHAM 16 Capital Market Conference in the theme Viksit Bharat 2047, empowering growth through capital market in the capital city. It is my privilege to guide you today through the discussion with our esteemed panelists and guests on the main financial pillars for achievement of Viksit Bharat 47. Equity capital markets, debt capital market, mutual funds, alternate funds, InvIT, REIT, and role of digitization and financial inclusion. Equity markets, as we all know, serve as the heartbeat of economic growth by the channelizing savings into the productive enterprises, while the market capitalization of US $4.38 trillion in February 25 reflected the growing scale of our bourses. The record 192.5 million demat accounts in financial year 25 underscored how equity is democratizing wealth creation across households. As we look towards Viksit Bharat 47, deepening equity markets through the broader listings, improved corporate governance, and enhanced investor protection will be vital for mobilizing long-term capital into sectors like manufacturing, infrastructure, technology, renewable energy, and thereby fueling the both enterprise growth and inclusive prosperity. Debt, as you all know, a well-developed corporate bond market is very important for the development of real assets. It reduces over-reliance on bank lending, diversifies investor base, and optimizes funding cost for issuer. As of 31st March 24, the outstanding value of corporate bonds stood at 47 trillion rupees, and the government security and the state government security stood at around 167 trillion. It is a reasonably big number for the size of our economy. Significant size of government securities highlights the government's efforts to bridge the fiscal deficits, manage public debt, and finance large-scale infrastructure and welfare projects. Fairly institutional. As compared to 19 crore plus investors, as per today, the debt market investors are not more than 2 lakh crore. We are hopeful with EBP, OBPP, platform, and AMC repo, the participation in the debt market will have a long way from here. For India to achieve its 2047 vision, it's imperative to strengthen credit rating mechanism, robust issuance process, improve market infrastructure, drive adoption of repo and DAPT. Limit and rate has of course come up as one of the very strong asset class and an investment vehicle for real estate as well as infrastructure sector. Both REIT and WIT are designed to provide investor with an opportunity to participate in large-scale real estate or infrastructure projects while ensuring steady income and long-term growth potential with the growing demand of infrastructure development. REIT and InvIT have gained significant traction and have helped in unlocking capital for stakeholders. While we speak today, the total enterprise value of REIT and InvIT is close to 6 lakh crore, a significant jump in last 3 years, which is 3 times more than what we saw in 1920. By channeling the resources into areas such as startup, real estate, infrastructure, and distressed asset, AIF play a catalytic role in nurturing innovation and stimulating growth where traditional financing may be constrained. Looking ahead, refining AIF regulation to encourage greater transparency, risk management, and best practices. And cross-border fund flow will empower fund managers to mobilize sophisticated capital, spurring entrepreneurial venues and large-scale projects that underpin our Viksit Bharat. And last but not the least, digitization and financial inclusion. Digital infrastructure in transforming how capital market operate. In April 25 alone, we have seen UPI transaction worth 23.95 lakh crore and 17.89 billion transaction, demonstrating remarkable scale and resilience, which is coupled with 192 million DMAT accounts. Those figures highlight how technology is democratizing access, reduction transaction cost, and turbocharging the capital market participation.
Distinguished Chairman of Regulator Securities and Exchange Board of India, my senior Shri Ashish Kumar Chauhan ji, and other distinguished dignitaries on the dais, and all the assembled friends here. Pranam, Namaskar, and good morning. World over, shares were born first, typically. After that, a few dealers in shares, and then they called themselves as share brokers. They started regulating themselves, and then the regulator came and regulations started flourishing. India went through the same way. 1992, we had the birth of the capital market regulator. But in this journey of shares to a regulated market, the purpose for which a stock exchange exists has considerably changed. The regulatory process aiming this
finance sectors, a respected voice in credit markets. He regularly contributes to media and conferences. May I now invite Mr. K. Ravichandran to share his perspective. Let's all please welcome.
SEBI Chairman, Mr. Chauhan, Mr. Ramurthy, Mrs. Mittal, Mr. Sheth, and distinguished participants. It's our honor to be a knowledge partner for this important event. Our team has put out an excellent report encompassing the entire gamut of capital markets, whether it is debt, equity, derivatives, commodities, InvITs, REITs, and so on and so forth. We have seen the evolution of the capital markets over the last few years, especially post-COVID. There has been a dramatic shift in the way equity capital market has functioned. Perhaps people had more time during COVID time and they experimented with various trading apps and so on and so forth, and they got interest in the equity market. And today, the number of retail investors has exploded. So much so that regulator had to come in and stop the buoyancy in the sector through certain controls, especially on the F&O market. There has been frenzied activity. Perhaps intervention was required. Otherwise, there could have been systemic issues. Barring that, the money raised through the IPO has been the hallmark of last few years. As per our estimates, almost 13 lakh crore worth of money was raised through IPO. Of which almost 50% came from rights issue and public issue, and balance 50% from QIP and qualified QIB and preferential allotment and so on and so forth. And more importantly, if you look at the all-time high equity issuances, large IPOs, 7 of the top 10 IPOs happened during the last 5 years. That shows the extent of interest and development of our equity capital market.
Tuhin Kanta Pandey ji, Shri Manish Singhal ji, Secretary General ASSOCHAM, Shri Sundara Raman Ramamurthy ji, MD and CEO BSE, Sushri Nipa Seth ji, Chairperson, National Council on Corporate Bond Market, ASSOCHAM, and Founder, Director, Trust Group, Shri K. Ravichandran ji, Executive Vice President and Chief Rating Officer, ICRA Ratings Limited, Sushri Aditi Mittal, Co-Chairperson, National Council on Corporate Bond Market, ASSOCHAM, and Director, AK Group, senior officials from SEBI, officials and members of ASSOCHAM, leaders from capital market institutions, media personnel, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, members of our brave armed forces. First, let me appreciate and thank profusely the brave officers of armed services, especially during last few weeks in protecting the country. We are proud of you. We are with you. Stock market, wealth creation, economic activities to thrive require a terror-free society. And our armed forces have time and again proved their mettle and their valor and provided great service to the nation for keeping us all safe. So thank you once again. Let's give them a big hand. It's a privilege to address the 16th Capital Market Conference on Growth Catalyst for Viksit Bharat 2047. It reflects the critical role capital markets and its shareholders play in creating a virtuous cycle of economic growth, capital formation, wealth creation, job creation, and many more. As India charts its path towards becoming a developed economy by 2047, vibrant and inclusive capital markets will be central to mobilizing resources and supporting the financial well-being of the people of India. For over a century, ASSOCHAM has stood as a pillar of knowledge and advocacy, fostering dialogue, generating impactful insights, and bridging the gap between industry and policymakers. Your relentless efforts in promoting a robust, inclusive, and forward-looking economy are truly remarkable. This conference is yet another testament to your unwavering commitment to India's progress, bringing together stakeholders to deliberate on the pivotal role of capital markets in realizing Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi's vision of a Viksit Bharat by 2047.
we have analyzed, the committees are met. Soon we will be issuing further clarification.
Sir, one more issue is that they'll shift to Tuesday.
So those days are fixed now, those 2 days. नहीं, वो दोनों को फिक्स कर दिया गया है अभी, 2 दिन है।
Sir,
वो बड़ी देर से चल रहा है, ऐसे ही चल रहा है। नो चेंज इन द करंट, बट क्या चेंजेस फर्दर आएंगी अभी आप थोड़े दिनों के लिए।
So sometime this month.
sir, one
That will be soon, sir. It's only 22nd. So it's only 22nd. So that will be very soon, I think.
It should be soon then.
Thank you, sir.
sir, there is one issue in the
Indus Bank, sir, the board has said that the government has submitted its report to the government. So any step that SEBI is taking on that and regulatory agencies?
No, I think the RBI is looking into that. Whatever the SEBI has to do in relation to whatever SEBI's remit is, SEBI is doing.
Sir, can I also ask you on the NSE IPO? It's been stuck with
Yeah.
SEBI for a very long time.
Yeah.
And what is the update on that?
Is there any progress in the process?
NSE IPO.
NSE IPO, I think all I can say is that if all the outstanding issues will be resolved and we will move forward.
So by when? Is there any timeline on it?
Can't give you the timeline, but I think we should be soon be doing it.
So have you received any assurances from the NSE side on some of the outstanding
NSE and
issues?
SEBI, they are talking, and I think they are resolving the issues. I'm very hopeful that it will be cleared and we'll move forward.